Hi, I'm Casey Merryman, and for this assignment, I did a presentation on African Americans in sports. And more specifically, I chose two individuals to talk about. One being Jackie Robinson, and secondly, Muhammad Ali. And going through my research and looking at all the previous and historical Black African Americans who've been successful over the years, these were the two that I found most interesting and amazing to kind of see how they were able to face such adversity through their entire careers, and with them using the popularity that they had as a platform to talk about major impactful issues that was going on today or back then, which in my point of view was very inspiring.
With the Negro Leagues as his only opportunity to play professional baseball, Robinson joined the Kansas City Monarchs in 1945. That same year, he was given a life-changing invitation by Branch Rickey of the Brooklyn Dodgers.
There were Jackie Robinson was a pioneer for his time. He was the first Negro baseball player to be hired by a major league club. And Jackie was a sensational player, but also a sensational individual. And the more I read about him, the more I liked him. And I really saw his passion for sports, but also for social justice. And it's an interesting dynamic when you read about some of the things that he does on the field, and then off the field he is criticized still for being African American. I love one of his quotes by him, which reads, "But as I write these words now, I cannot stand and sing the national anthem. I have learned that I remain a black in a white world." So even back then, it kind of comes full circle to modernized times in how we protest today. And just back then, he needed to do it in a more subtle way and respectful way. But he was still a pioneer for him being a great African American baseball player at that time and also a huge individual for social justice. Our second athlete is a man named Muhammad Ali, and he's one of the world's greatest boxers that we've ever seen. And just like he was ferocious in the ring, he was a very animated individual off the ring. And many times, with all the attention he received from being a great boxer, he used that platform to talk about race. And at that time when he was boxing, there was many problems with Americans being drafted to the Vietnam War. And here's a quote stating his opinion. "I strongly object to the fact that so many newspapers have given the American public and the world the impression that I have only two alternatives in taking this stand. Either I go to jail or I go to the army. There is another alternative, and that alternative is justice. If justice prevails, if my constitutional rights are upheld, I will be forced to go neither to army nor jail. In the end, I am confident that justice will come my way, for the truth must eventually prevail." In that quote, Muhammad Ali is clearly trying to convey him being upset about the war efforts and how he feels that America should spend a lot less time focusing on all the violence in Vietnam and more about what's happening back in the States, the injustices that are happening back in your front yard, for goodness gracious. And Muhammad Ali sees that there's no reason for a fight, and he just wants simple, basic justice, which many and most African Americans at that time were trying to receive.